Hello, boys and girls. I've lied to you. I was not intending to do so, but I lied to you, and I'm very sorry about this. And the moment I lied to you was in my previous video when I said that I have bought no books for 2022, but it turns out I had. I had bought a book. I had bought Police by UNESCO, and yeah, I got the book right after reading the previous book in the series, Phantom, and I forgot about it. And I would keep lying if I said I've bought no other books in 2022 because you know what, it's spring, you have to go out, you have to walk around, and you'll stumble upon books. And when you do that, you may want to get some, and that's what I did. And some of the books I've gotten, I was looking for them for years. But I'll start with I'll take it in serial move, right? I'll talk about them in the sequence that I took them. A couple of weeks ago, I was out and I went and watched the Batman movie. And while I was going to the movies, I stumbled upon this old man who was selling old books, and I took a curious look because I have to, right? I cannot help myself. So I went, I took a look, and I stumbled upon this. And you'll probably wonder what's that? That's Cats by Nick Sarman. I think I've saw this book in Alex, the Bookhaul channel, and I mean, just look at it. It's a cat, it's a black cat that growls on the cover, and it says, in the tradition of the rats. So it's an animals attack book. It's from New English Library, so yes, that's quality fiction. That's what I call quality literature, alright? And it's a very short book. It's a pack of cats attacking and eating people in a hot, humid day in London. That's horrifying already. In a basement flat, a young boy was involved in strange experiments. There was a sudden power failure. Within a few short hours, the city will become a horrifying cauldron of fear incarnate. The police, the army, the scientists, no one seems able to stop the cats. And alright, I've read a book about giant man-eating crabs. Alright, so I've read a book about an island and demonic vultures, and I really want to talk about this book because this is an overlooked nasty that it's great. And yes, I can read a book about man-eating cats, alright? I've been scratched by a cat when I was a kid, and it wasn't my fault exactly. So yes, I can empathize with people getting eaten by cats in London in the 80s. So I expect a lot of trashy fun, alright? Then I also stumbled upon a book I was looking for quite some time now. You see, this year I'm planning to do more involved and more alright, you'll cringe at that, more political themed books. I'm going to go a little breadtubey, but to do that I need to read more. So I've decided to read Karl Marx Das Kapital in manga form. Of course, this is the Greek translation. It was done years and years ago. It actually did at least 9,000 copies sold. So yeah, it was published back in 2011. I mean, yes, I know that reading Das Kapital, the capital, in manga format is not the way to go for BreadTube. I mean, I'm pretty sure most BreadTubers have read the capital as a BuzzFeed type listicle, like 10 ways the capitalists oppress the proletariat, and 5 ways to dress in Luban proletariat style or something. But yes, I'll read it in manga format. Expect a review. Maybe a read along for it because it's a manga version of the capital, right? And while I have not read the capital in its entirety, I know that it's a cornerstone work, regardless of your political alignment. It actually, Karl Marx actually made a great work that analyzes and interprets the capitalist system and economy in a very profound way. So I'm really interested in reading it, even though it's an adaptation. Right? It sounds like absurd and fun. And no, I'm not going breadtuber, right? I'm not like that. Maybe you'll see some deeper analysis, of course. But now let's go into more quality literature. That's what you're here for, right? So I went to on Sunday. I went downtown Athens in Monastiraki, which is a flea market full of used bookstores, and I got this. Son of the Endless Night by John Faris. I have seen this name mentioned in HorrorTube. I've never read a book by John Faris. This is also an L book, so what can go wrong about this? It's going to be awesome, alright? It's kind of chunky though, it's 550 pages. I'm not quite sure what it's about. Yes, it's probably a demon killing people, possessing people and killing. There's a priest. It's sort of like an exorcist type, let's say, rip-off. It's an old book. I mean, damn it, there is an old price tag which is in drachmas, so I guess somebody bought it before the previous millennia, a millennia ago, last millennia. And Peter Straub says that one of the giants of contemporary psychological horror, and I trust Peter Straub. I like Peter Straub. So yes, probably I'll read it. I would love to hear your opinions if you read this book. If it's a good start, a good introduction to John Faris. I mean, just love the cover with the jaws of the snake and the snake inside, and yeah, it sounds like a great, fun horror book. I know that somebody in Athens, there is somebody in Athens who is compulsively buying books by YouTubers, and then they dump them in the same bookstore. Because a couple of months ago in my I think I've done 2 book hauls since then, and I had found Zenith in a used bookstore, which is an author-tuber book or booktuber, I don't know. So this time, in the exact same bookstore, in the exact same position, I found a book by Will Jordan called Sacrifice. It's a spy thriller. The name may or may not be familiar to you. I mean, you know a YouTuber called Will Jordan. You probably know him as the Critical Drinker, and yeah, he is a guy with a funny Scottish accent who is pretending to be a drunk Scotsman, and he is critiquing movies. And to be honest, I was curious to read one of his books because he could be going into movie reviews by doing what a lot of in his part of booktube of YouTube do, where he saw get woke, go broke every 5 seconds, and he would have a massive following. But instead, his analysis of movies is actually spot on. It's he will go into tangent about the message and this kind of stuff, but his understanding how story beats work, and his fixes are not always about his fixes, but you know what, I think he's about my age, he's in his late 30s, he clearly loves 90s action movies, and yeah, I mean, I probably can read this one. It's a type of book I called trashy romance for men. Alright, so I guess it might be fun. It might not be. I think I see it has like 55 chapters in 500 pages, so very short chapters. Um, I'm looking forward to read this, and I know that the path to success on BookTube is getting a book by a famous YouTuber and ripping it apart. I don't know. I think I'll try to read it sober, or maybe play a drinking game every time I say enough. I'll get a shot and see if it's readable or something. I don't know, but expect a read along sometime soon. Alright? Yeah. And since I was speaking about trashy romance for men, I've got the book for you. Sabbath Martin by Dan Dabnett. And alright, let's be clear. Most of books written about role playing or tabletop games or video games are trash. And I say most because Dan Dabnett exists. And this is book 6 in his no, it's book 7 in his Ghost. Book 7 or 6? I'm confused. Yes, it's book 7 in his Gone Ghost series. Actually, it's the 4th book in a quadrilogy of sorts. I've read books 1 through 5 of the Gone Ghosts. And, alright, the local publisher stopped there. And they were very enjoyable. They are military, sci-fi. It's set in the Warhammer 40k universe. It's about a commissar of elite scouting troop. Basically, they are soldiers who go and fight space wars. And they're against surmounting odds. They're sort of like crusaders of something, but of the knights, just, the filthy peasants of sorts, and they fight chaos heretics and aliens, and it's 40k, alright. But I have not read Straight Silver, the previous book, and I think there is some continuity in this quadrilogy in books 4 through 7, so I may be missing some parts, but I don't care. I'm here for the action, baby, and I'm going to read this one when I feel like reading something of quality literature, right? Because that's what this channel is about. You know that. You watch it, you're aware that we're here for quality literature. And finally, this is a book I've been looking for a year. Intensity by Dean Koontz. And I've seen, the reason why I want to read this book is because there's a French movie called Haute Tension, High Tension, or Razor Blade Romance, I believe. Or was it Switchblade Romance? I'm not sure. You American guys changing the titles, that's weird of you, right? We always get confused with European movies in the US. So yeah, there is this movie that was supposed to be ripping this book off, and I saw Lydia Peaver from Typical Books read it and say she liked it. So I was like, yes, I should probably read it and see if it's like the movie or not. And I couldn't find it until I got to this old bookstore, and there it was, nice, nasty. And then I also got the Sabbath Martyr from there, because I went to the back where the English books are and look at them. So yeah, I've got these books of quality literature for 2022, for the first quarter of 2022. I have not been reading much, and I have not making a lot of videos. But you know what it was like? I was really running low on battery, and I didn't want to be like that on video, right? I want to be more of my, not cheaper, but more upbeat type of guy, and yeah, expect more videos, right? I'm in a good place right now. So that was all. I would love to hear your opinions if you read any of those books. I'd really love you to tell me which one should I read first. If it's a review or a video about these books you want to see, I'll gladly go for it. And see you soon. Thank you for watching and stay spooky.